friends, I'm just gonna get right into the video today. I'm trying something new. A lot of people have asked me about internet patterns and how you use them and how you print them out at home, because that of course is the kind of benefit of them, is that you can buy them instantly and use them right that second as long as you have printer ink. So I'm going to show you how I do it, and yeah, then hopefully you'll be able to do it too. Hello friends! So, many of those Facebook sewing groups I participate in have been asking about how to use downloadable patterns from the internet if you print them at home. So I thought I'd make a video outlining how to do that. It's not really hard to do, but it can seem a little overwhelming if you've never done it before, especially for projects with a lot of different options. So you start by downloading the pattern, following the instructions from the creator. If you get confused, feel free to contact them because it's a little different depending on the platform. So just make sure you're following their instructions exactly. And I also recommend buying from a reputable site. So most of my internet patterns are from Etsy, as well as a few from private websites like Wearing History or Charm Patterns by Gertie, which is what we're looking at now. So look, if you're not really sure, look for Facebook groups or other places where the pattern might have been reviewed. Because we really don't want you to get any viruses, because I literally cannot help you with that. So just to let everyone know, the computer parts of this tutorial are going to be for PC. I have Windows 10. If you're using a Mac or a different version of Windows, it might look a little different. So you can skip ahead to this timestamp to just get to the printing and taping together part. So once your file is downloaded, it will be in whatever file you told the computer to put it in. If you didn't tell it to put it somewhere specific, then it's going to be in your default downloads folder. Most patterns are going to come in a file with a zipper on it like this. It means that they compressed it to make it easier to download. So the first step is uncompressing it. You can do that by right-clicking and then selecting Extract All. I'm going to ask you where you want to put it. You can leave it where your computer suggests. They want to put it back in my downloads folder, or you can put it somewhere else. I personally have a folder where all of my knitting and sewing patterns live. So I put it there. So once you have your files, and I have already downloaded this, so I'm just going to go and find that. So once you have your files, you're going to open up the instructions. So usually the instructions are in a separate file, but sometimes they'll be attached to the rest of the pattern. And just like anything else anyone ever wants you to do in life, take a moment to read through all of your instructions. Seriously, all of the words, all of them. I can wait. It's fine. Off you pop. Okay, now that your instructions are a bit clearer, we can figure out exactly what we need to print. I'm showing you Gertie's night and day dress just because there are a lot of options with it, and I can give you a good idea of how to kind of cope with that. So I'm going to make the square-necked bodice with a collar, elbow-length sleeves, and a yoked skirt. So as I scroll through the instructions, I can see that it shows me all the different yardages that I will need for the various options, and then it shows me the pattern pieces that I will need to coordinate with that. So the square-necked bodice is pieces 3 and 4. I need pieces 8 and 9 for the elbow length sleeves. Here's all the different sleeve options. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to do the cuff yet, but I'm going to print them just in case. Continuing onward. So I need pieces 19, 18, 20, 21 to do the yoke skirt. And the pocket is piece number 33. So I'll need all of those as well. And then the square collar is pieces 24, 25, and 26. And the neckline facing is pieces 27 and 28. And that's it. So now that I have written all of these down on a bit of scrap paper, actually in the back of my planner, just so that I don't have to keep flipping back and forth between all the scrolling, because that would get really, really annoying, I can open my other file, the one that has all the pattern pieces in it. So there are two of these files. One, this one which says AO, is for sending to a professional printer like Staples or a local printer or something like that, and they will print it on giant paper. Basically, that's just creating a big sheet like the ones that come in the back of Gertie's books. For printing at home, we don't want that one. We want the one that's tiled. Tiled just means that the pages are designed to go together like a tiled wall or a puzzle. First thing I'm going to do is print out the first page. And why am I going to do that? Because see this big square here? I want to make sure that I have my printer settings correct. So I'm going to do that by hitting print and printing that page and then measuring that square. It should come out to be 1 inch. And if it's not, I have to figure out what I need to change, or else my pattern isn't going to fit me. When I'm choosing my printer options, I want to make sure I'm choosing actual size, not fit or fit to page. That means that the computer isn't going to shrink the pages to make them fit on the paper better. It doesn't actually fit on the paper better, but the printer thinks it does. I don't know. But I do know that I made my daughter a Halloween costume that was too small because I didn't do this. And I didn't at the time know why it didn't fit. So once we know that it's going to print properly, we're going to hit this button to show all the layers. This lets you get rid of the lines that you aren't going to use for those sizes that you don't wear, which is awesome. And because you own the pattern, you can always print it again in another size if you need to. It doesn't actually delete the options. It just stops showing them. So click on the little eye icon next to them to get rid of them. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. All right. My printing instructions are at the end of the instructions file. So I wrote down all of the pages. Here they are, all the pages that have my pattern pieces on them. That's a lot of pattern pieces. Organize them as best I can in order, combining groups of pieces that will print out together. And that's why some of the numbers overlap. The pieces share a page, which you can see on the pattern map at the end. So now, once I have all that organized, I can start printing. Goodbye, printer ink! Once everything's printed, I can start assembling. I use Scotch tape and a flat surface. I only cut out pieces that are next to each other. Generally, this means I cut the top and the right side of a page before overlapping it with the next one. This takes a while, but if you take the time to make your if you take the time to do it well, your patterns will be right and the whole garment will look better later on. You feel free to use lots of tape. Once you cut out the pieces, you'll suddenly have ends that are free floating if you're not careful. So I keep taping and lining up and taping. Once I start to get completed pattern pieces, I cut them out to make sure the rest of it easier to manage. And I'm sure some people will prefer to wait until they have everything put together, but those people must have more space than me. When the whole thing is cut out, you can use it as is, or I can transfer all of it onto proper pattern paper. I do not personally have the patience for this or those kind of shenanigans. Either way, you can use it just like any other pattern now.
And that's that. So I have the whole pattern put together now, at least the bodice, and I can cut out a muslin and get fitting because I really want to make sure my night and day dress is going to look fantastic. I'm hoping to do a bit of a project diary with that so that you guys can follow along. I have some other stuff in the works. I'm in the process of finishing my 1860s corset. I haven't really filmed very much of that process, but I might show you the last of it to put the putting together. And I have the truly Victorian drawers from the 1860s that I need to make, and I am planning to film that too. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.